and welcome to Perspectives. My name is Jeff Brenner, and I'm your host. So many prescription medication overdoses in Hollywood. Who is prescribing these medications, and should they be held accountable?
So basically, we find that a lot of doctors are over-prescribing medication to celebrities. And at what point do doctors say, no, you cannot have this? This will be detrimental to your health and possibly even kill you. I mean, what do you guys think about how we're finding so many celebrities where they're just going a little crazy with prescription drugs?
Well, I think that the doctors have the same responsibility to any patient, whether they're a celebrity or not. And I really kind of struggled when I saw an article recently about Michael Jackson's doctor being prosecuted, because I felt like I was supposed to care about Michael Jackson, but I really don't care. I really don't care that Michael Jackson died from being overprescribed pain medications.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Well, I really think that doctors have an obligation, and I think that unfortunately what happens is that their perspective gets off kilter when they're dealing with celebrities. They want to be able to say that they have celebrity client list, so, and in order to keep them, because the celebrity might say, well, if you don't give it to me, I know another doctor who's going to give it to me. And I think it's horrible that they do that.
Not only that, but I think it's about money too.
Yeah,
I think these doctors are being
money.
paid an enormous amount. I know
I agree.
Michael Jackson's doctor was being paid an enormous amount.
$150,000 a week.
Yeah, I mean that's unbelievable.
But isn't prescription pain medication being overprescribed by doctors all over the country?
True.
And celebrities are just a portion of it. And so I really think that there's a greater problem. When I say I don't care, it's because I don't think celebrity deaths are any more important than anybody else's. I think this is a problem nationally, and all anybody wants to talk about is like Michael Jackson or
But we're
some
not
other
just talking
celebrity.
about pain pills. We're not just talking about Vicodin and maybe even Oxycontin. We're talking about this man was given drugs that you're supposed to be taking on the operating table.
Oh, right, the
Right,
anesthetic
You know,
thing,
we're talking about anesthetics.
Yeah.
This is not something that your traditional doctor is going to give you. And to say, well, I don't care about Michael Jackson dying from it. My thing is that, a few people die from it, but this is the platform we need in order to put a stop to it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, instead of all this about Michael Jackson being this victim and wanting to crucify this doctor, he should be prosecuted because he broke the law and behaved inappropriately. But it's not important that it was Michael Jackson that had this happen to. In fact, there was audio tape of him begging somebody else prior to this doctor to do it. So where's his responsibility in this? Why is he being treated like such a victim here? I mean,
well, let me ask you this. I mean, so is it fair to say that why should drug dealers be locked up? Because I haven't met a drug dealer yet that said, well, the crackhead knocked me down and shot me in the head and forced me to sell them some cocaine. They're not forcing anyone to buy drugs. So I don't understand why drug dealers are locked up in that case. In other words, I'm saying that I don't care what Michael Jackson asked this man for. At some point, you say, no.
I'm not disagreeing with you that the doctor was completely wrong here. He should be prosecuted. He should have said no. What I'm saying is that we seem to care more about celebrity deaths. He seems to be treated even more in his death as though he was just this hero, when nobody's paying any attention to his own personal responsibility here. How about it being a warning to people to take their own personal responsibility instead of putting it all on the doctor?
Well, I don't think it belongs all on the doctor. I do think it belongs with the person as well, but you're also dealing with someone who's an addict that's going to do whatever they can to get the drug. So the doctor at some point does need to come in and say, no, I'm not prescribing this drug. I'm not, no matter if they're going to go get it somewhere else or whatever they need to do.
And then they're going to go to someone else, though.
They may go to somebody else, but you as the
not on my
doctor,
watch.
you need to say no.
You say not on my watch. But even his sister was on television and said, yes, my brother had a problem. She said, yes, he was addicted to his own pain medicine. But again, yes, this doctor should be prosecuted because you gave it to him. And I mean, come on, he was Michael Jackson. I mean, that's just like saying, yes, there is a problem with paparazzi everywhere. However, we took notice to it more severely because of Princess Diana. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just, it became, okay,
I see.
It's like, everybody get chased by paparazzi. But when she was killed because paparazzi was chasing her, we start to take better look at it.
What I'm saying is that we have known and we know that pain medication addiction, doctors overprescribing, doctor shopping. We have known for years that it's a problem. It's no more important because it was Michael Jackson. And quite frankly, it's like, oh, celebrities, they have all this privilege and they can get into any restaurant they want. They have the entire world at their disposal, and we're supposed to feel sorry for them that they're addicts. It's the celebrity. I agree with you that the doctors need to be prosecuted. They need to say no to these addicts. I don't think it's any more important in a story now that it's Michael Jackson.
You know, I know what you're saying. I mean, a death is a death if it's a regular person in society or a celebrity. I just think that celebrities, it's now a platform that people can see that this is a big problem, whereas the average person, people didn't realize it was happening in their backyard.
You know, both parties, they need to take responsibility. Now, you got to understand, this doctor prescribed a medicine, propofol, and that's to use in hospitals. He was hired $150,000 a week, okay, forget about the money, to look at his patient, to be his primary giver at his residence. And you already did the mistake by bringing the stuff into his house, injecting him. You're supposed to watch him every moment, second of the day, and it wouldn't happen. Even if let's just say, even if he stood there every second of the day, it probably would have did him in too. It was too much.
I'm glad this is in the news because I think that when it involves a celebrity, it gets people's attention. And I agree, it's no different than the average person dying from an overdose, but it gets people to read about it. Not everybody is a big fan of Michael Jackson's, and I just think that hopefully some people are looking at it saying, wow, he was an addict, that doctor needs to, and that he brought it into his home, this is what goes on. Maybe they can relate to that.
I mean, I believe there's a responsibility there on both parties, but honestly, I believe that the higher responsibility comes from the doctor because he has the final word to say no and not prescribe these drugs with celebrities, with average people, whoever it is. In this case, in the Michael Jackson case, I think that doctor killed the man.
First of all, I do want to establish that I am a longtime Jackson fan. I first saw the Jackson 5 in concert when I was in the 5th grade at the Circle Star in San Mateo. So I am a longtime Jackson fan, but that's not the issue here. This is about a drug addict. He begged doctors to overprescribe and basically kill him with an overdose of drugs, whether he did it at his own hand or by begging a doctor. He is complicit in his own death, and I get tired of these celebrities being complicit in their own death from drugs and then being treated like the victims.
I can understand what you're saying. I just think that, let's say Michael Jackson had died on his own, then we'd have a whole nother story. But that didn't happen. He died by something that was being given directly to him by the doctor. It wasn't even something that he swallowed into his body. It was given to him intravenously by the doctor. So then, yes, that doctor has to take account for what he did. Not because Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, he's rich, a celebrity. It's because you should have taken responsibility and said no. What I do hope that was learned from this is that there's a teenager or a young person somewhere who was heavily involved with prescription drugs. And maybe they were a big enough fan of Michael Jackson and they say, oh my God, Michael Jackson died from this. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing it. Maybe I'll start smoking weed or something. Stop doing this.
Boy, this turned out to be a really hot topic. I was wondering if we needed a doctor in the house.
No, thank you, not that doctor.